It's Maxime Moye, and welcome to this week's playlist, Phil Spector Productions. This playlist is a selection of 20 tracks produced by Phil Spector between 1959 and 2003. Like many people, I was struck immediately on first hearing a Phil Spector production. For me, the mesmerising audio shock of River Deep Mountain High from 1966 has never faded. Tina Turner's voice and overwhelming energy rides with and through a cascade of backing singers and instruments that burst over the song, then disappear abruptly before diving back in with another shower of musical surprise. In those early days, I had no idea what Phil Spector's breakthrough wall of sound recording and production methods were, but boy did the music sound great. Later I discovered that the striking sound of piano in a Spector recording might easily come from skillfully blending an acoustic piano with its electric equivalent and a harpsichord. I started to understand the phenomenon. My playlist sets out to sample some of the best productions from the dazzling array of artists and bands that got the Phil Spector treatment, including the Ronettes, Ike and Tina Turner, the Crystals, John Lennon, the Ramones, Leonard Cohen, the Righteous Brothers, and many more. Whilst enjoying and marvelling at the extraordinary musical output from Phil Spector's stellar career, it's easy to pick up on the significant idiosyncrasies and difficulties of his life, particularly in his later post-fame years. Closer inspection, however, reveals episodes likely to have affected the lives of many other people in similar circumstances. His father committed suicide in 1949 and was laid to rest under the inscription, "To know him was to love him." Nearly 10 years later, Spector had a chart-topping success as writer and vocalist for a song on that theme. Perhaps an early insight to how his personal experience and professional life intertwined in a positive way. In 1974, he was thrown through the windscreen in a Hollywood car accident and saved from death only by extensive head and facial surgery. Some writers link the scars that remained to his preference for conspicuous wigs in later life. For various reasons, including intermittent weariness with the music recording industry and heavy drinking, Spector withdrew from work and public life for long periods. His various returns to producing could strain relations with collaborators. George Harrison recalls climbing down from a roof in central London to get the production genius out of his hotel room to recording sessions for his Living in the Material World album in the early 1970s. Phil Spector has been credited with helping to establish the role of the studio as an instrument in popular music. His first number one as a performing artist dates from the late 1950s. He was inducted into both the Rock and Roll and the Songwriters Hall of Fame and won his first Grammy Award as music producer in 1971. He is also a prominent reminder that public success does not protect against persistent personal demons. The opening seconds of any classic Phil Spector track are enough to show, however, that on innumerable occasions his creative vision and drive triumphed over adversity to the world's enduring benefit.